So the crazy thing about Charlie Morton's year is the fact that, again, it's been a nice bounce back year for Charlie Morton. And obviously, he's not giving up the kind of ratio of home runs that he gave up last year, right? He had the 27 home runs that he had, or 28 home runs, I guess, that he had given up next year in a 9-6 season that had a 4.34 ERA. He did make 31 starts, 172 innings pitched, 205 strikeouts. But the crazy thing about his year this year is not just that it is kind of a bounce back year, but when you look, he's 10-6 right now in 18 starts. And with 70 games left, you figure he's probably got 14 starts in him. If we do 70 divided by 5, that's 14. So somewhere in that total, is probably the realistic number, 31 to 33 starts. That's what he's made over the last 2 years. 31 starts last year. He led the league in 2021 with 33 starts. And before the pandemic year, he had started 33 and 30 games those 2 years in 18 and 19. But the crazy part about this is he's got 16 decisions in his 18 starts. So one is that obviously he's pitching deep enough into games where he's influencing the outcome. And obviously he's not been bad enough that he's getting roughed up to where, again, he's got 16 decisions. He's not 0-16 on the year. He's 10-6 on the year. 10-6 on the year with a 3.2 ERA and 104 innings pitched with 115 strikeouts and 98 hits given up. So he's getting a lot of decisions in the starts that he's making. But what's crazy is to think that he's absolutely on pace to set a career high in wins. Now, his career high in wins from 17, 18, and 19, that 3-year stretch where he pitched the 2 years in Houston and his first year in Tampa Bay, he had 14 wins in 2017, 15 wins in 2018, and 16 wins in 2019. That 16-6 mark that he had in 2019 with a 3.05 ERA, 194 innings pitched with 240 strikeouts, where he finished third in the Cy Young voting. That's his best win total of his career. Now, it's kind of crazy to think about, again, you figure major league pitchers don't win a very big accumulation of games. And considering the fact that Morton in 16 years only has 126 wins, with 10 of those coming this year, believe it or not, Morton is absolutely on pace to set a career high in wins. If you figure the amount of starts that he's getting, if he gets 30, 32, 33 starts, he's factoring in the decision in the majority of those starts. 16 of his 18 starts, he's gotten decisions in. Could he potentially get to 18 to 20 games? I mean, look at the pace that he is on right now. He's trending in that direction. Now, again, as the Braves continue to roll and they roll through the division and they end up finding a way to, expand this divisional lead, and they get so far out in front that there's really not a lot of competition to it, maybe Morton will be held back a start or two, or just to get him ready for the postseason. But I don't see much of that happening. I think Morton's the kind of guy that's just going to eat up a whole bunch of innings for you, and he's going to be there, again, no matter what. So it's crazy to think that after the season Morton had last year, where he didn't even win double-digit games, he gave up the most home runs in his career, although his innings pitched was, again, beside, take away the pandemic year, his innings pitched was the lowest it's been since 2017. Career high in home runs given up. Certainly not a very good ERA at 4.34. It's crazy to think that he's bounced back to the point where he very well may have his most wins in a season. And that's a testament to Morton. just the age and the fact that, look, if he's a 18 to 20 game winner at the age of 39, I don't know how many guys have done. I'm sure that guys have done. I mean, Clemens and some of those guys have won, I think, 20 games at 40 years old or whatever like that. But it is a testament to how good Morton's season really has been, that he's been able to turn things around from the previous season and find himself on track at 39 years old with a potential 18 or 20 win season. And I wonder if that's the kind of note that he will leave on. You know, that if that's the kind of high note that he will leave on at the end of the year, does he retire after this season? If he looks at it and says, hey, listen, I won 18 games, I won a career high in games, I had a really good bounce back year, Braves have won the World Series. Wonder if that's going to be his swan song at this point. Because again, I don't know how much better you can go out on. I mean, again, do you tempt fate for one more year and run it back? Maybe you run it back at 40 years old and see what he can do. But certainly he's having a really good season, and it's kind of been lost in the shuffle of some of the numbers that we've talked about with Strider strikeouts and the runs being scored and all these other kinds of numbers. Morton's on pace to have his career high in wins. And I think very realistically, he's going to get there. He's only got to win 6 more games to tie his career high, 7 to take over the record. You figure at the number of decisions that he is getting on a regular basis and the way the Braves are playing right now, that may not be a very hard number to try to beat when all is said and done. All right, as you go in and make Hittin' Hard your first listen, be sure to let us know on whatever podcast platform that you listen on that you're an everyday listener to the program. We like to call them our everydayers. So we do thank you so much for being a part of our community and listening in 5 days a week. So let us know that you're an everydayer to the program, that you listen in all 5 days out of the week.